Yes, Tom Hanks. Yes, I cried. Crying? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball. Yeah, I cried. Let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome back to Poised with Purpose Co. My name is Andrea and this is a new episode of vintage inspired films or vintage films that I would recommend you to watch. Hopefully you have seen the past two videos before, but if you're new to my channel, I'll go ahead and link them somewhere. Hope that you enjoy and keep on watching. All right, let's get started. Usually with this series, I have a vintage inspired outfit, and honestly, most of my clothes are still at my parents' house. If you don't know, I recently got married, so I don't have all of my props, and that's why my backdrop is looking very different, because obviously I got married, I moved, etc. So please work with me here. The first film that I'd like to discuss, if I have not already talked about it, is Teen Beach Movie. I can't remember, so if I've already shared this, expect a cut to the next one. But Teen Beach Movie number 1 and number 2, I prefer the first one. It came out in 2013, starring Maya Mitchell, Ross Lynch, and of course Jordan Fisher. And this is inspired by a lot of those old beach movies and by Grease, and they follow the couple. Maya Mitchell and Ross Lynch are a couple, and they are transported into, they are taken back in time, so they time travel through a movie. So they're in a movie and they time travel back to the 1960s. They have opposing sides, so there's the biker gang and then there's the surfers. So it is a musical, and if you are not a fan of musicals, then you can just skip on by. But honestly, if you love movie musicals and you like Disney, back when they were killing it with those musical movies, okay, back when they were killing it, then I would highly recommend you to watch Teen Beach Movie. My favorite song from the first one is Like Me. Anybody who knows me personally knows I love that song. It is literally on my playlist on YouTube Music. I love that song. And I would really recommend you to go ahead and listen to the soundtrack and watch the movie. It's probably available on Disney+. The second movie is an Eddie Murphy movie, written and directed and I think produced by Eddie Murphy. If not, I'll correct it on the screen. It's from the year 1989 and it is called Harlem Nights. This is one of those movies that if you are okay with some violence, then you're probably going to enjoy it. If you're not, then you're probably not going to enjoy it. But there are some great characters and people that are actors. So obviously there's Eddie Murphy, there is Jasmine Guy, who of course plays Whitley Gilbert from A Different World, Richard Pryor. So there's some great names in this film, and of course it's another period piece. So if you are someone that really enjoys feeling like you're being taken back in time to like the 1920s, 1930s, you like the style. Oh, I watched that movie specifically for the style, okay? Then I would highly recommend you to watch Harlem Nights. Okay, this is not really a movie. I think it came out as a series originally, but it is the Jackson 5 American Dream. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's the Jackson's American Dream. It was a 2-part or 3-part series that came out in 1992. And oh my goodness, I feel like this is a classic with the Black community, or if you just love Michael Jackson and the Jackson family and learning about them and how they got their start and how they were raised, then you kind of know about this movie. But if you don't, this follows the Jackson family. So if you're not familiar with who they are, obviously there's Janet Jackson, there's Michael Jackson, there's Tito, there's Jermaine, there's Joe Jackson, who's the father, and etc. So it follows their journey, starting with the parents, how they met, who was born first out of the Jacksons because they have a really big family. Musical movie because it's about the Jacksons and Michael Jackson, and they're known for their music. So speaking of which, let me know in the comments below if you're gonna go see the Michael Jackson biopic, because I'm gonna go see it. That is a first for me because I'm usually really disappointed with the movies that come out. And I know it's Jermaine's son, and there's a lot of going on about he doesn't look like Michael, but he's not Michael's son. That's his nephew. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you're actually gonna go see it, because I think I'm gonna go see it. This movie was actually recommended to me by my sister. Hey! Thanks for recommending me this, because being somebody whose degree is in film, I have a really hard time watching modern movies and modern cinema. I have a really hard time with that. And Wonka Wonka did that. I did not know that Timothy could act and sing the way that he could. I never watched Dune. I haven't watched any of his other stuff, but when my sister said, hey, you might like Wonka, just give it a try, I was like, okay. I was looking for something else to watch instead of just watching the same things that I always do, and I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't go see it in theaters, so I did watch it at home, but I really enjoyed this movie. It is a movie musical, and it's very odd, but I think that's the point, because Willy Wonka is odd. I really liked it. I liked how Timothy depicted Willy Wonka as a person, as his character, following him from childhood and to kind of becoming an older teenager and a young adult. It's really interesting to see that storyline. I feel like it really gives a nod to Gene Wilder's version of Willy Wonka, not so much Johnny Depp's, which I'm kind of glad that it did that. Okay, the elephant in the room. Not really. But as you can see, I have some really cute decor right here with my backdrop. And the next movie is Lady and the Tramp. Now, I'm talking about OG original Lady and the Tramp 1955. I'm not talking about any new versions. I don't even acknowledge the live action. I don't know what that is. Don't even talk to me about that. I'm talking about good old 1955 Walt Disney's Lady and the Tramp. This is not a vintage inspired film. This is quite literally made in the 1950s, and it's one of my favorite classic Disney movies. As you can see, I have Lady right here, and my sisters, we went into, I think it was Five and Below, and my sisters found Tramp and Lady. And they were both only $5. I said, oh, they're mine. I also thrifted the record, which is back here. I'm not gonna move it just yet. I'll probably insert me showing it because I don't want all this to fall over, but I have Lady right here, and then I have Disneyland Records, all the songs from the film, which I thrifted. And I have another Lady right here. Needless to say, I am a huge fan of Lady and the Tramp. Anyway, if you don't know what Lady and the Tramp is about, it follows two dogs, and one is Lady and one is Tramp. Tramp is more of a street smart kind of dog, and he's basically a stray who's always running away from the dog catchers, and he always somehow escapes. Lady is what I call Miss Suburbia because she's very elegant and very sheltered and protected, and she's got a collar, so she's got owners. And she's the opposite of Tramp. So they meet and fall in love, and the rest is history. I'm not gonna give it away because if you've never seen Lady and the Tramp, you must. You must. You can pause my video right now and go watch it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Just come back and let me know what you think. And then this isn't really on my list, but I'm gonna include it. Scamp's Adventure. And Scamp is the son of Lady and the Tramp. So Lady and the Tramp 1955 and Scamp's Great Adventure or something like that. Go watch them both. Highly recommend. Okay, this is a movie, and maybe there's a series of movies because my sister and I watched them pretty much back to back. 1985 Anne of Green Gables. If you love whimsy, countryside, and another period piece, this movie is for you. I would say that I actually prefer this movie, the 1985, the first one, when she's still young, over the series that I think came out on Netflix. My sister and I watched the whole thing. Don't get me wrong, okay? They cast Gilbert really well in the Netflix one, okay? My sister can even vouch for that. There's nothing like the 1985 version. This Anne of Green Gables just makes you want to run off to the countryside, frolic around in dresses, and this Anne is not annoying. Now, I have yet to read the book. I know. You're probably booing me because how dare I, someone that loves to read, not read the book before watching the movie? I know. However, this movie is a classic to me. I think the actress that portrayed Anne did a great job. And I think that it really takes you into the world, and it's funny and it's charming. The next one that I'm gonna recommend is Hairspray. There is an original. I liked it, it was okay, but I'm definitely just biased to the 2007 version. the one that's starring Zac Efron. No, he's not my favorite character. However, I love Amanda Bynes, and I forget the guy's name, but the one who played Seaweed. And then there's Queen Latifah, Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, I recognize more of those actors, and I just think they did an amazing job. All right, we have made it to the last movie from 1992, starring Tom Hanks, and it is A League of Their Own. Oh my goodness. I rewatched this recently, actually. I hadn't watched it in years, and oh my gosh, a classic. It is so wonderful and so well shot, and the narrative and the story is amazing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, Tom Hanks. Yes, I cried. Crying? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball. Yeah, I cried. I cried at this movie. And no, it is not a movie musical, but it is such a touching story with two sisters that are going to play baseball, and it is inspired by a true story about women who were playing baseball and ended up in the Hall of Fame because they were some of the first women to professionally play a sport that was so male dominated. It is wonderful, it is charming, and I really enjoyed it, and just rewatching it made me realize how great films, or just really reinforced my opinion on there is nothing like a movie shot on film. Hopefully you will enjoy some of those recommendations and go ahead and watch them. Leave a comment in the comment box below telling me if you've watched any of these, if you like them or if you dislike them. And then also please leave me some movie suggestions because, like I said, as somebody that has a degree in film, I have a really hard time branching out and watching new things. So if there's anything that is really good out there that you would highly recommend me to watch, please do write it in the comments below. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.